Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this lesson on the law of sines, S-I-N-E-S, not S-I-G-N-S. So we've been using trigonometry for right triangles, okay? Because of the fact that trigonometry works because of similarity, we've also looked at, if you remember, the triangle inequality theorem, where the largest angle is across from the longest side, smallest angle is across from the shortest side. So there's a proportionality there, okay? So we can actually use the law of sines to find missing sides and missing angles in a non-right triangle, okay? So again, let's go back and look at our labeling, okay? We have to make sure that we're using capital letters for the angles and lowercase letters for the sides across from them, okay? So side B is across from angle B, side C is across from angle C, and side A is across from angle A, okay? That's why this works. Now, if the problem refers to two sides and two angles, it's the law of sines. We're going to, next week or the week after, take a look at something called the law of cosines, with a different set of circumstances. In all of the problems we're doing, I'm going to be writing the proportions that way, okay? Just out of convention. That's usually how you see it, okay? And you only need two of them. So depending on what you have, you may have these two, right? Or you may use the B and C, or you could use the A and C, right? I don't want to make the diagram too confusing, but you're only going to use two of them, not all three, okay? But you know, the convention holds for all of them, okay? So mix and match the ratios correspond to the letters that you need. Remember, when you're working with proportions, the product of the means equals the product of the extremes, and that's your indication that you need to cross multiply. Okay, so let's take a look. So in this diagram, angle B is 70. The side across from it is measured 7. Angle A is 65. And we want to find the side opposite A. So that's a little a, okay? So we're going to set our proportion up 7 over the sine of 70 equals A over the sine of 65. So you multiply, cross multiply A sine 70 equals 7 times sine 65 degrees, okay? So in order to get A by itself, you have to divide out sine 70 on both sides. They cancel out. And you're left with A is equal to 7 sine 65 divided by sine 70. Now let me see if I can get the calculator going, and I'll show you how to put that in the calculator. This calculator. I obviously should have opened the calculator first, but now that I'm into this, you know. Oh, I don't have an active license. They never gave me the new license code. All right. So let me get back to the lesson. Forget that. Yes, I want to quit. All right. So you're going to put in your calculator 7 times sine of 65 in parentheses. Then you're going to say divide by sine of 70. So everybody do that. You should all come out with A is 6.75. Okay, nearest hundredth. All right, so that's how you set up the law of sines. So let's do different problem. This one you have no diagram. So we're going to draw a generic triangle ABC. Again, don't try and draw it to scale. 135, that measures 8, that measures 9, and we want to find angle A. Okay, so we're going to look at 8 over the sine of A equals 9 over the sine of 135. So we cross multiply and we have 9 sine A equals 8 times sine of 135. And we're going to divide by 9. 9's cancel. Now we know that the sine of A is equal to 8 sine 135 divided by 9. Now this, because we're trying to find an angle measure, you're going to put this in the calculator and you're going to say second sine, all right, 8 in parentheses, you're going to put the top in parentheses, 8 times sine 135, close your parentheses, then say divide by 9. To the nearest tenth of a degree, measure of angle A is 38.9 degrees. Okay, so again, because we're trying to find an angle measure, you're going to put this in the calculator, second sine, in the parentheses, you're going to put the numerator, 8 times sine 135, close your parentheses, then divide by 9, then hit enter, okay? So let's look at this last problem. Again, no diagram. Angle A is 53 degrees. Angle B is 17 degrees. Side A is 24. And you want to try and find side B. All right, so B over sine of 17 equals 24 over the sine of 53. So B sine 53 equals 24 times sine of 17. Divide out sine 53 on both sides. They'll cancel out. So the length of side B is 24 times sine 17 divided by sine 53. So again, this goes in the calculator. You're going to say 24 times sine of 17. But make sure you put this in parentheses. Okay. So parentheses 24 sine 17, close parentheses, divide by sine 53. When you do that, you'll find that side B is 8.8. All right, so that's the law of sines. Thank you for tuning into this lesson on the law of sines. And this lesson, as just about all the lessons, have been brought directly to you from my dining room table.